So when you start off-roading with your Jeep, these are just the bare basics that you need to go off-roading. Jumper cables, tow strap, tree saver, your winch accessories, air compressor, air gauge, so on and so forth. And one of the biggest challenges in a Wrangler, where to put it all. So I've got an idea, and it worked out really, really well, and a great place to put this stuff. You can leave it in all the time. You don't have to move it in and out. So I'll show you that. So when you're looking at storage in a Wrangler, we all know how small it is in the back. There's just not a lot of room behind the seat. We got the seat in there right now. We had a bunch of people in town and we're using the car, using the Jeep to get around. So if you put a toolbox back here, basically this whole space is gone. And if you come up into the front of the Jeep, you got a little room underneath the seats, but that's pretty tough to take advantage of because of the brackets. They're all in the way. Obviously you've got a center console, and maybe I can do another video on that one because I love what I've got. But the place I found is underneath the seat. There's way more room under there than you think there is. So here from the front, and as you all know, there's the pivot brackets here in the front, and they lift up the front so people can sit comfortably. So there's actually a decent amount of room. Now it goes all the way down to the floor in the back, and we can work with that. So I'll show you the solution I've come up with. All right, so when we come back around here to the back, pull this up, lift the seat up, and there we go. Basically built a little wooden tray. You know, I went online and hunted all over the place to try and find some storage for under here, and found somebody who used some paint trays because you could pull them out the front, but that just seems really, I don't know, not quite good enough. So so I built this little wooden tray, and the plus is that because it goes all the way across, the brackets hold it in place in the front, so it's not going to slide out the front, and obviously it comes all the way down nice and tight here in the back, so it's not coming out the back. So you can actually fit quite a bit in here, so I'll show you what we can do. All right, so item number one, this is just made out of, I guess you'd call it Luan, this really thin plywood. You can pick this up at the Home Depot or Lowe's or whatever, in a little 4x4 sheet. It's pretty inexpensive. It's really lightweight, which is a real plus, but sturdy enough for what we'll be doing. And then I also used some 1x2s and ripped those down for the edges to give us the interior support. So I'll show you that on there, but this is the main material right here. So we're looking at the bottom of this thing right now, and obviously you want it to fit inside the back. So the total width is 35¼ inches. So you cut the bottom piece at just under 35 inches. Might end up 34 7/8. And then front to back is exactly 14 inches. So that gives you the base, and that fits into that space just right. When you flip it over, you can see you cut a little angle piece here. But the trick is that you just need to figure out what this back piece is. The height that you can get away with underneath the front of the seat, which is 2½ inches. So you cut this piece 2½ inches. The side piece, you just run it from 2½ inches down to about 1/2 inch. All right, so in order to hold this together, like I said, you use some 1x2s, and I just ripped these down on the table saw so that they're really nice and small and thin. So cut them down. That's, you know, 1/2 inch by the width of a 1x2. So that gives you a nice flat edge, keeps things from sliding out, and gives you the supports that you need in the corners and the edges to hold it all together. And I just used wood glue and then some nice small galvanized screws to put it all together across the bottom. So pretty simple. The best part is that this thing weighs almost nothing, and then I just spray painted it down, and it has held up great. I've had it in the Jeep for a few years now, and it's held up great, and it works terrific. So I'll show you how much stuff you can actually fit underneath that seat and not even know it's there. All right, so here's everything tucked in back here. Obviously you get various things. It's my bag with all my winch stuff, my dirty and beat up tow strap, tree saver, jumper cables, compressor. There's still room left over. Sometimes I'll throw a blank towel over the top of this, so I've got a towel to lay on the ground in the mud or whatever. But you could tuck a lot of stuff in there. This goes down, sits all the way flat, just like that. You never know it's there. It's always there when you need it. And really nobody from outside knows it's there either. So that's the other plus, is it's nice and hidden away so nobody sees it and it's not coming out the front. So it's a great option and an easy build.